Welcome back. So in this session, we are now going to connect our cafe application to our new RDS instance. So now we have successfully imported our data onto our new RDS instance, and all it's left us to do is to do some configurations to the parameter store, right? So that the application can now connect to the RDS instance and then read the parameters from that. So without wasting much time, let's get into it. So I'll go back to the parameter store. Here I see the battle line is drawn. Now we have to change a few parameters here. Okay, so kindly pay attention and let's do this. Now this is the parameter store. So the EC2 instance is going to read parameters here to serve our cafe application to users. Okay, so we need to change a few things. For now, let's try and then refresh. Let's go to the menu. We still have our cafe website working, but then this cafe application is still connected to the database that is residing on the EC2 instance, right? So we'll have to now configure the parameter store and point it to the RDS instance. But first of all, the currency will not be touched. The same as the server info will also not be touched. The time zone won't also be touched. But then let's check the database name to see if that is what is supposed to be changed. And no, it is not supposed to be changed because it's the same as on the RDS instance. Now the parameter that we are going to change is the DB password, the DB URL, and the DB user. So these are the three parameters that we are going to change. Okay, so first thing, let's change the DB URL. So you can see the DB URL is that of the EC2 instance, right? So that is the EC2, the IP address .compute to all the URL that you can see there, right? So we'll change that to the endpoint URL of our RDS instance. So we'll go to edit, and from here we'll change this, copy the endpoint URL from the RDS instance, and then we'll paste it here, right? And then we'll save changes. Super, great. Now let's go back to our cafe menu and refresh the page, and let's see what happens. So you can see connection failed and access denied for user root 10.0.28. Now we have successfully changed the URL to that of our RDS instance, but what is happening is that there are still some parameters that it is using, right? For example, the user is still the root user, but remember the user for the RDS database is admin. So we'll now have to change this root user to admin, right? So we'll have to go back and then go and do that changes. So now back to our parameter store, we'll come and then effect these changes. So your guess is good as mine. We'll go to DB user and edit, and we'll scroll down, change the value there to admin, and now save changes. So once this is saved, let's go back to refresh our cafe page, and you can see access still denied for user. Now from here it is left with just one thing to do, and that is the admin password, because the password is still that of the password that we're using for the MariaDB on the EC2 instance. So that needs to be changed. So back to our parameter store, we'll go to the DB password, right? So edit, and we'll scroll down and change the value there, okay, because it's still that of the MariaDB that was on our EC2 instance. So I'll go here, copy this password, come back to the parameter store, and then paste it, and then now save changes. And from here everything should be okay with our website or our cafe application. So I'll refresh, and boom, our cafe website is working. So in this scenario, the problem wasn't a network issue and it wasn't a security group issue. All we needed to do was to change those parameters to suit that of the new database instance, that is our RDS instance, and we are good to go. I can go ahead and then create orders. Okay, and I'll submit the order, and my total cost is 8 USD. So I can come back into my database and paste the password again. I've already copied it, and I'll do show databases, and I'll do use cafe_db. I'll do show tables, and I'll do select from order, and you can see the recent order that I made, that is 8 USD, is captured here nicely. Right, so now our cafe database is working on the RDS instance. I'll clear this screen, okay, to also confirm that our cafe application will still work when we terminate the MariaDB instance. So at this point we are here, right? We are done with everything. We are here. We are just left with what? Canceling or just terminating the MariaDB. So from the sessions manager, I will just do a sudo service MariaDB stop. Now somebody will ask, won't this stop the RDS instance as well? No, this won't stop the RDS instance, or it won't stop the MariaDB engine on the RDS instance, because currently we are on our cafe server. So every command that we are entering is on the cafe server, that is the EC2 instance. So we are just stopping the MariaDB service on the EC2 instance. So I'll just press enter. And as far as we didn't get any error, it means that the MariaDB database server is stopped. To still confirm that my website is working, I can just do menu, and you can see it is still working. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this lab session. So I'll see you in the next video for a summary of this whole session and wrap it all up.